Bane, you look smaller in person. All those dramatic speeches about breaking Gotham must have been compensating for something. Though I suppose when your greatest achievement is terrorizing one city for a few months, you need to make it sound more impressive than it actually was.
Thor Odinson, the thunder god who talks like a mortal and bleeds like one too. Your reputation travels faster than your actual accomplishments. Tell me, does wielding inherited power feel as hollow as it looks, or have you convinced yourself that birthright equals earned authority?
Inherited power that I've proven worthy of through centuries of service and sacrifice. Your power comes from a machine that keeps you breathing and chemicals that keep you strong. Remove the venom and what remains? Just another broken man with delusions of revolution and a vocabulary he picked up in prison libraries.
Prison libraries taught me more about human nature than your palace ever could. Bane showed me what people become when comfortable lies are stripped away. Your comfortable position as Asgardian royalty has shielded you from understanding what drives real change. Desperation, necessity, the willingness to do what others consider unthinkable.
Real change doesn't require terrorizing innocent families or breaking heroes' spines for theatrical effect. Gotham's problems existed before you arrived and continued after you left, because trauma isn't transformation. You diagnosed corruption, correctly but prescribed fire when surgery would have sufficed, then called the destruction revolutionary progress.
Surgery requires patient cooperation. Gotham's elite would never voluntarily surrender power gained through systematic exploitation. Sometimes diseased systems can only be cured through complete elimination, not gradual treatment that allows infection to adapt and strengthen. Your incremental approach enables the very problems you claim to solve.
Complete elimination that accomplishes nothing except satisfying your personal need for control. Every innocent person who suffered during your reign paid the price for your philosophical experiment. You turned an entire city into your laboratory for testing theories about human nature, then abandoned them to deal with the psychological aftermath.
Psychological aftermath that revealed Gotham's true character when comfortable illusions were removed. Most citizens adapted, survived, even thrived under conditions that demanded genuine self-reliance instead of dependence on corrupt institutions. Those who couldn't adapt proved they were part of the problem my intervention sought to correct.
Adapt to what? Martial law and random executions? Survival under threat doesn't prove character, it proves desperation. Your social experiment was designed to justify predetermined conclusions about human weakness, while ignoring the artificial conditions that created those responses. Laboratory conditions don't reflect natural behavior.
All social conditions are artificial constructs serving someone's interests. Gotham's democracy served wealthy elites who manipulated elections and policies for personal benefit. My dictatorship served justice by removing layers of deception that concealed actual power dynamics.
Honest tyranny is still tyranny. Democratic systems may have flaws, but they provide mechanisms for peaceful change and public accountability. Your system provided only submission or death, then claimed moral superiority for eliminating choice itself. That's not honesty. That's elimination of alternatives disguised as philosophical clarity.
Choice between illusions is a genuine choice. Gotham's voters selected between candidates approved by identical financial interests while believing they participated in meaningful democracy. My approach eliminated false options and revealed actual power structures operating behind theatrical elections that changed nothing fundamental about wealth distribution or social hierarchy.
Your approach eliminated all options and replaced them with personal dictatorship justified through revolutionary rhetoric. At least democratic theater allows for possibility of change, however imperfect. Your system allowed nothing except compliance with your vision of what society should become, administered through fear and maintained through violence.
Fear of consequences motivates behavior modification more effectively than hope for rewards that may never materialize. Democratic systems promise change while delivering stagnation because they're designed to prevent disruption of existing power arrangements. Revolutionary change requires revolutionary methods that bypass institutional obstacles to genuine transformation.
Revolutionary methods that create new problems worse than original conditions. Every dictatorship justifies itself through criticism of previous systems, while conveniently ignoring its own failures. Your revolution in Gotham created chaos, suffering, and eventual restoration of exactly what existed before. Except now people appreciate mediocre governance because they remember what genuine oppression feels like.
Appreciation for order proves my point about human nature. Given choice between comfortable corruption and uncomfortable justice, most choose comfort. My intervention demonstrated possibilities that were abandoned when familiar mediocrity became available again. This reveals character flaws in the population, not failures in revolutionary methodology.
Your methodology assumes people exist to serve ideological experiments rather than ideologies existing to serve people. When your grand theory collides with human nature and human nature loses, the problem isn't human nature, it's your theory. Gotham rejected your vision because it offered nothing except permanent revolution with you as eternal judge of worthiness.
Permanent revolution beats permanent stagnation. Your divine perspective allows patience that mortal victims of injustice cannot afford. While you debate gradual improvement, people suffer from problems that could be solved immediately through decisive action. Time serves those who benefit from delay, while victims pay the cost of your philosophical reluctance to act.
Decisive action that creates more victims than it saves isn't solution. It's additional problem requiring its own solution. Time allows wisdom to develop, consensus to build, sustainable change to take root instead of artificial transformation imposed through force. Your impatience with democratic processes doesn't justify abandoning them for authoritarian shortcuts that ultimately fail.
Democratic processes fail consistently to address systematic inequality because they're designed by and for those who benefit from current arrangements. Your attachment to failed methods reflects privilege that insulates you from their consequences. Revolutionary action serves those who lack your luxury of waiting for systems to reform themselves voluntarily.